It's on Tuesday, so that's where she is. That's where I'm going off. Hiding.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the meeting with Birchington Parish Council. My name is Nick Blankley. I'm the chairman of the council. I'd like to welcome you and remind you that these sessions are recorded and they're also streamed live onto YouTube. So if you do not wish to be included in the recording, you will need to sit somewhere out of view of the camera. If you are intending to speak, then please do so clearly and loudly so that the system does pick that up. And if you're not speaking, please refrain from making a noise of any kind so that's not picked up on the recording either. We don't expect there to be any reason to evacuate the building, but if we do need to leave, there's an exit behind you over there, and there's one behind here as well. And there also is, if anybody needs it, there is a toilet here behind. If you have a mobile phone, please turn it to silent. If you need to take a call or have a conversation, please do so outside, and then we can continue with the meeting uninterrupted. We'll go around the table to introduce our councillors. I'll start from the left, ask each councillor to just announce their name, and we'll go around the table for the purposes of people viewing.
Thank you. Max Houghton.
Councillor Neville Hudson. Bob Preble.
Linda Wright.
Marty Bonardall, also known as Martin Dickinson.
Colin Brown.
Jim Moore.
Phil Fellows.
John Tiley.
Bill Anderson, Deputy Clerk.
And I'm Nick Blankley, as I said earlier in the introduction. This is the first meeting of the council after the recent election. So the business on the agenda is to appoint a new chairman or a chairman, a vice chairman, and we also later on in the proceedings need to appoint people to committees and to appoint committee chairman. So the first item to be dealt with this evening, apart from apologies for absence.
Yes, the clerk, Jane Bevan, and Steve England, police officer.
And Emma Dawson sends her apologies.
Okay.
Thank you. So then the first item, or the second item, item 2 on the agenda, is election of chairman. At this point, I will hand over. Sorry.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
At this point, I will step back and hand over conduct of the meeting to the deputy clerk.
Okay, we're going to elect the chairman. Well, I'd to receive, first of all, is a nomination and seconder. And please, for both nominations and votes, could you please say your name out loud, please, as well?
Neville Hudson, I would like to nominate Councillor Nick Blankley for chairman.
Seconder.
Bob Preble, I'd like to second that nomination.
Any other nominations?
Colin Brown, I'd like to nominate Phil Fellows.
Seconder.
Councillor Wright.
Any other nominations? Take a vote on the first nomination for Nick Blankley. 1, 2, 3. So could you just say your names for the benefit of Colin, please?
Yeah, Max Houghton 4.
Neville Hudson 4.
Bob Preble 4.
Jim Moore 4.
John Tiley 4.
Nick Blankley 4.
Thank you. And for the nomination of Councillor Fellows, raise your hands and say your name, please.
I'll just vote for myself now.
So,
Linda Wright.
Colin Brown.
Phil Fellows.
Marty Bonardall.
Phil Fellows.
So it's 5-4 in terms of voting. Councillor Blankley is duly elected as chairman till the next meeting, which is the annual meeting in May.
Thank you. Okay, just an explanation of that remark. Our standing orders require that in May, the May meeting of each year, that we appoint our chairman, vice chairman, and committees and so on. So the May meeting, we will go through all of this again. it's unavoidable, but it's just a gift of having had to do the election this time round. All right, so let's move on. We now move to the election of vice chairman. Do I have any nominations for vice chairman? Yes.
Councillor Max Houghton.
Do I have a seconder?
John Tiley.
Do I have any other nominations?
Yeah, Linda Wright.
Do I have a seconder?
I'll second that. Colin Brown, sorry.
Any other nominations? So, as we did with the previous vote, please, those in favour of Max Houghton, please raise your hand and say your name.
Neville Hudson.
Bob Probble.
Jim Moore.
John Tiley.
Nick Blankley.
Max Houghton.
All those in favour of Councillor Wright.
Colin Brown.
Phil Fellows.
Marty Bernardo.
So, is it-
Let's go in favour of
So Max Houghton is duly appointed to be vice chairman. Thank you. We move on then. Declarations of interest. Does anybody have any declarations of pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest of items on the agenda? Thank you. Sorry. Oh, I have to sign the declaration. Thank you. Okay, done. Thank you. Let's move on then to the minutes of the meeting held on Tuesday, the 3rd of March, 2026. Accuracy of the minutes, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4.
At the last meeting, a motion that had been put forward by you, I tried to point out that in your absence, somebody else can't move it. And I was told, no, that was wrong, that somebody else can move the motion in your absence. But I mean, according to standing orders, the person that submits the motion should be the person that's moving the motion. So I think that was incorrect. So, although it's not been put into the minutes. So basically, the motion should be void, really. But just wanted to point that out for last time.
Yeah, that's a point of order. I don't know how that stands with the meeting having been conducted and completed.
Well, I did bring it up, but I was told, I mean, I think the clerk said, and other people said, no, that's correct, that somebody else can move the motion. According to the standing orders, it says that the person moving the motion must be the person that submitted the road to the proper officer at least 7 days clear prior to the meeting. So,
Okay.
just for future reference.
Yes, well, I can only assume that, obviously I wasn't present at that meeting. I can only assume that the council at that time decided to
The clerk
overrule
decided.
that.
I think clerk's in
At
charge
that
of the
Okay.
charge of the proceedings. Yeah.
Any
Sorry,
matters,
Chair.
any other matters
Yeah,
arising?
could I suggest that it is, the clerk is made aware of that?
Yes. Any other matters arising? Yes, Councillor Brown.
The last meeting, I tried to bring up the subject. Am I blind? I find it very difficult when to come in, and this has been very helpful when you put your hand up and you speak. I was told to be quiet and stop interrupting, and I was very upset about that remark because it's very difficult for me to get in, and I'm wearing my health and wellbeing hat here, and I think we should be a bit understanding to all of us. Just a point of information, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Any other points? No. Let's then move on to matters arising from those minutes. I think we've got response to the local government review, reorganisation survey.
I've had nobody give me any feedback. So it's still live till Thursday. If anybody wants to go in there and answer the questions, there's 12 questions on there.
Okay.
People can give their views on which options, but many options have been decided by Planning Council.
Do we know the closing date for this?
26th. Thursday, midnight on Thursday.
All right, it looks like we might have missed the boat
It's
there.
not a consultation, it's just a survey on there. People can give their views on which options they really like.
Fine, okay. Other matters, the IT policy, other things with the clerk, I think need some actions which have down to be completed. I don't see any other matters arising on the minutes. Consent to move on?
Could we do formally approve the minutes?
Proposer, seconder,
Yeah.
councillor Preble, all in favour?
Point of order, Chair. Can I have the minutes there that I did protest at that? Can I have that minuted because it's not in there that I protested that the motion was incorrect, but can I have that minuted, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion, yeah. Didn't record the minutes.
Yep. We can move on? Yep. We then move on to Chairman's report and public participation. Is there anybody in the public gallery who wishes to speak? Let's go with Rod. Mr. Giddings, please.
Right, good evening, everyone. Rod Giddings speaking on behalf of Birchington Heritage Trust. And incidentally, guys, if you could speak up, it would really help, because even with my hearing aids in, it's difficult if you're mumbling around the table. Congratulations on your election as parish councillors. We very much look forward to you working for the whole parish and not just your own wards. Right, so as a trustee of the Heritage Trust, we've received notice to quit from the parish council. We received that on the 2nd of March, following your decision in January that you would no longer have any space in the Burley Gallery, and you wanted to give notice. So you give notice to the County Council for the 31st of August, and the consequence of that is that we've also been given notice to quit. The trustees have considered other options in the short time we've had available, and concluded that really it's in the best interest of the trust and the community that we stay within the Burley Gallery. So we've had our first face-to-face meeting today with the cabinet member responsible at County Council for communities and regulatory services. And Councillor Evans was invited, but obviously is working, so he will be briefed separately. So we've made our position clear, and my request to the parish council is that we would welcome your support and any lobbying you can do for us to remain within the gallery. Now, we recognise that there would have to be a separate negotiation between the trust and the county council, and that's a matter for the charity to take forward. But we would welcome your support for that. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that there is no question that the council supports the Heritage Trust and its objectives and its aims, and that we would wish to come to a satisfactory conclusion. So I think you can count on our support. I wouldn't want to overreach beyond my responsibilities here, but on my authority. Unless others would have a view, I think we would support you in what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, yes. I mean, at the last meeting, I was totally unaware of what had gone on, but I think Mrs. Orford said that she felt that cases here had treated the Heritage Trust shoddily. I think it's in the minutes there. And there was a short, brief discussion, but can we find out what Mrs. Orford meant? I know Luke Evans is here today to find out exactly where it's all gone wrong. I mean, I don't understand where it's gone wrong.
I think that was, if I'm correct, this was in the public participation piece, and it would have perhaps come from the public.
Yeah, it was Mrs. Orford. I'm just trying to understand how we've got to this situation when we was under the impression that an agreement had been made where they could move into here and even we put some money into the precept, and for that. But,
Mr. Giddings, could you shed some light?
Sorry, Chairman, thank you. Just to come back very briefly, the county councillors gave a kind of assurance that we would be found space within the library. That turned out to be a corner desk and a very small display. So all our 30,000 archives and all our collection would have to go into a store somewhere, probably never to be seen again. So we don't find that acceptable. It was only today when we explained to County Councillor Webb our position and showed him what we have in the Heritage Museum, that he understood fully our position. That no, it doesn't mean that we wouldn't be allowed to stay in there. We may not be allowed to, but there is an indication that they would help us to find space within the main library building. So obviously that has to go to a different department. So all I'm saying at the moment is that I don't think there's been clarity until today, and he's now gone away to have further discussions, and we will continue our discussions directly with them. I think our lack of engagement at the early stage has probably been partly the problem here.
Thank you. Content? Yep.
Well, yeah, I just don't understand where promises were made and they've not been kept to. I just don't understand where that's all gone wrong.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Brown.
I think it would be a shame if he did leave here, because it is central, and I think a lot of people actually use it. So he's got my support. He should stay here.
Thank you.
Well, just as a founder member of the Heritage Trust, right from the very beginning, and having done a lot of work for it, I'd like to support what I've forgotten your name. Rod said. Rod said. And I don't remember using the word shoddy, but I do think Kent County Council's ideas were pretty shoddy. I'm very glad that Luke is here again. It was a pity he wasn't here. I would have liked to have spoken to him the last couple of meetings. I also want to say thank you. Glad that you've all been re-elected. I forgot what I was going to say now. I think it's also rather sad, again, that we haven't seen our UKIP councillor. We do feel in more...
She's not UKIP anymore.
Oh, she's not UKIP anymore. I'm so sorry.
Moved on.
Well, the party of one.
No name.
I do feel we've been disenfranchised.
Well, we all feel that way, yeah.
Well, we're not all in the poor old south of this area. But, and I think that's something needs to be said. I don't know if there is any.
Okay, I'm not sure that's directly parish council business, other than.
Right. And also, I'm also very disappointed. I presume that it's Steve England's day off again today. But, I do think we need to see him occasionally. We can't all come to his surgeries.
Yep.
And we've had horrific problems in Arthur Road with Station Road closed. It'd be sad to know that I nearly lost John, because there were parked cars, there were cars coming in both directions. John was unpacking the boot of our car just on our little driveway, and a black van could not wait, and at full speed came shooting up the pavement, brushing John, and shot off up the road. And it's quite unacceptable. And I do wish we could all aim for a 20-mile-an-hour zone, as they've got hundreds of them in Margate now. Why can't we have one?
I think that would be a matter for one of the committees to consider. It has been considered and proposed in the past.
And they said, it's an ambulance route and we can't have anything. But that hasn't applied to Acre or other places.
The bar is high for KCC, and the requirements are quite difficult to meet.
Anyway.
So point taken.
Have a good
I think
session.
you also asked if you could take a photograph.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I possibly take a photo of you all?
Sure.
Put it in the newsletter.
Same.
Very grateful.
You hide
My
in
good
that.
side. You haven't got my good side.
Put your tie on, Phil.
I can't get back
Put your tie
to
back on, Phil.
Can I just stand in front of you?
What's your good side?
Oh, that's
Inside?
great.
It's on
Well,
the
backside.
outside, yeah.
There you go. Heads up.
Do we have to say cheese? Or...
Well, it depends whether you want us to think how lovely and handsome you are.
Okay, cheese.
Oh, oh dear.
Say more than that, Colin.
Sausages are better.
That got us laughing and smiling.
Can you just move your head back a bit?
Colin,
That's it, I'll give it to you.
Sorry, I just want to take the old picture.
On his own picture.
I think that was
You
right.
don't want-
lovely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other?
Oh, it's gone.
Anyone else wishing to speak at this point? Okay. No, thank you.
Anyway, will you approve
Yeah,
my
dear.
Thank you, yeah, thank you.
Looks like you were.
very
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so the chairman's report then, I'm pleased to say that despite the distraction of the election, councillors have continued with the programme of work that we'd set previously, and you will have seen no doubt the number of results around the village as a consequence. I'd like to just give a reminder to folks that April the 14th is the date of the parish assembly, which is when the parish council reports its progress over the year and its outlook for the coming year to the people of Birchington. And it also gives those in attendance an opportunity to ask questions of the councillor and councillors. So that's at 6:30 in the centre, April the 14th. I've got no other matters to report, so suggest that we move on. Item 7 on the agenda is committee terms of reference. So this is the supplement to the standing orders, and it's terms of reference of standing committees. They have been circulated. Can I ask if everybody has read them? Anyone not had a chance to either read or to know what the content of this is? Okay, fine. Any points? Any questions? Any observations?
Sorry, are we on item 7?
We are on item 7.
All right.
Do I move approval of them, Chairman?
Before we approve, can we make sure that it goes in there somewhere, Chair, that they put your hand up and you speak and you say your name when we have a recorded vote?
Sure, that's fine.
Thank you.
I would just like to point out one issue in here that does conflict with the standing orders. On the top of page 2, it refers to chairmanship, and it says that each committee shall elect a chairman as its first meeting.
Yeah.
Standing order 4D, Roman numeral 6, states that the election of chairman will take place at the annual meeting or at the meeting when the committees are decided. So that needs to be amended in this document. But otherwise, to me, it appears to be consistent with standing orders. So, with that amendment, are we prepared to accept that amendment? I'd like to propose that.
Yeah, second.
All in favour? Anyone against?
Yes.
No. Okay. So the proposal then is that we accept this document as amended.
Point of order, we just broke the law because I don't know who voted for it and who voted against it.
Oh, sorry, everybody voted in favour.
Unanimous, Colin.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not being pedantic, but
No, it's yeah. So the amended document then to be adopted. I propose it. The seconder, please. Seconded by Councillor Hudson. All those in favour?
Yes. Yes.
It's a unanimous
Unanimous.
vote in favour. Oh, thank you. Move on then to standing orders. Scheme of delegation. Remind me what this one is about. Okay, so this is amendment to the committee structure as set out in the paper which was passed at the last meeting, and this is to confirm that the new committee structure becomes part of the standing orders. Can I confirm that everybody has read the necessary documentation? Has anybody not had an opportunity to read it? No? Okay, so the proposal is that the scheme of delegation be adopted and as part of the standing orders. Councillor Moore?
Can I ask for an amendment, please? On page 21, Place and Environment Committee, it reads liaison with Kent County Council on highway matters, can I ask for that to be amended to liaison with relevant authority stroke organisations on highway matters? Because I've also had dealings with Thanet District Council and other organisations. Kent Police,
I think
as
that's
examples.
probably a wise amendment, given the changes that are coming anyway. So it would make sense to do that, I think. So
I second that.
Second that,
Yeah,
Chairman.
Thank you.
So, all in favours then of the, proposal then for the scheme of delegation. I would propose it. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Hudson. All in favour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's unanimous. Right, membership of committees. We have the 4 committees where our task is to elect members to the committees, and then from that membership to elect a chairman for each of those committees. The committee membership is no fewer than 3 and a maximum of 5. 2 of those are ex officio, which is the chairman and vice chairman. So we are looking to appoint up to 3 members to each of the committees that are listed on the agenda. So I will ask for nominations to the Finance, Policy and Governance Committee. This is nominations for membership. And so we have 4 hands. We have 5. Councillor Prebble, Councillor Brown, Councillor Moore, Councillor Fellows and Councillor Tiley. So we will now need to run through each of those candidates and to secure votes in favour of their election. The one with the least votes will drop out, and we will then have to vote again, and again the one with the least votes will then drop out to leave us with 3, which would be the maximum. So can I ask for those in favour of Councillor Bob Prebble to be a member of the Finance and Policy Committee? Could you say your names as well, please?
Max Houghton, in favour.
Neville Hudson in favour.
John Tiley in favour.
Bob.
Jim Moore in favour.
And Nick Blankley in favour. Those in favour of Councillor Colin Brown.
Phil Fellows.
Linda Wright.
Marcy Bernardo. Nick Blankley.
What about you, Colin? You vote
Yeah,
on
I'm
this?
for myself.
Yeah, and Colin.
Sorry.
Hey, Colin.
Those in favour of Councillor Moore. I'm going to end up voting for too many people.
Yeah.
Say your names, please. Councillor Blankley.
Max Houghton.
Neville Hudson.
John Tiley.
Jim Moore.
Tony Brown.
Yeah.
5,327 votes I've got.
Councillor Fellows. I've already voted for 3, so I think I'm out of the running now.
Yes, no.
So much.
Councillor Fellows.
Oh, I'll vote for it.
Yeah. Colin Brown.
Marcy Bernardo.
Linda Wright.
Yeah, Bob Prebble. Sorry. John Tiley.
John Tiley.
Okay. Those in
You've got 2
favour of
votes.
Yeah,
Councillor Tiley.
so I didn't want to be on that anyway. Do you want to be on it then?
Not really.
You say on the football pitch, John.
I'll be on the
I'll put my hand up just so he gets a vote.
All right.
Oh, no, I
so-
like John. I'm
I ran out of votes. I ran out. The problem was I was the last one. If I'd been the first one,
So
I'd
we
been
have-
all right.
We have 4 remaining candidates in here. We have Councillor Prebble, Councillor Brown, Councillor Moore, and Councillor Fellows. So those in favour of Councillor Prebble, please show. Names, please. Blankley.
Max Houghton.
Neville Hudson.
John Tiley.
Bob Prebble.
Jim Moore.
Those in favour of Councillor Brown. Bernardo.
Fellows. Sorry.
Right.
Fellows.
Colin Brown.
That's 5 in favour of councillor Preble and 4 in Brown.
Okay. Councillor Moore.
They got 6 anyway.
Oh, they got, no, we have to go through the
right,
whole
okay.
list again.
Okay.
Councillor Moore.
We're voting for them again.
Yes, we've got Councillor Moore and Councillor Fellows still to vote for.
Right.
Let's go that way.
Max Houghton,
Neville Hudson.
Jim Moore.
Blankly. And those in favour of Councillor Fellows.
Colin Brown.
O'Neill.
Linda Wright,
Councillor Preble
Councillor Tiley.
and Councillor Fellows.
6
6. So we've got a tie.
and 4.
Okay, we have a tie with Councillor Moore and Councillor Brown, who received 4 votes each. So here we go again.
What are we doing now? Sorry?
Councillor Moore and Councillor Brown, 4 votes
What, to
each.
drop out?
Between those two.
Oh, doesn't seem fair, does it? I thought we had to have 5 members. I don't understand why we're only having 3 members.
Because
I
the
thought
chairman
you'd-
and the.
but you're ex officio.
the vice
Can
chairman
I-
are ex officio.
can I just briefly query something? On most, all, in fact, committees that I sit on and have sat on, the chairman, the word ex officio is there for you to observe.
Yeah, there's not normally a
not
vote.
vote.
In,
The only time the chairman and the vice chairman have a vote is if the committee is not quoried.
How did I know this was going to come up? The dictionary definition of officio is that it's a Latin phrase meaning from the office, used to describe someone who holds a position or membership automatically by virtue of another office they already hold. So the chairman and vice chairman automatically are members of those committees.
That's
by
correct,
virtue of
but
being ex
if the
officio.
committee is, or the members
It
of the
signifies
committee,
that the role is not elected or appointed separately, but rather is part of their existing duties. So they are 2 of the 5 that will be part of this committee or these committees.
I beg to differ, but there you go.
So we return to the voting. So the Councillor Moore and Councillor Brown are the 2 remaining candidates. So those in favour of Councillor Brown, please show.
Names, please.
Councillor Tiley.
Sorry.
Fellows.
Colin Brown.
O'Neill.
Linda Wright,
Those in favour of Councillor Moore, please show.
Max Houghton,
Neville Hudson.
Blankly.
Jim Moore.
Is that it? 5 in favour of councillor Brown.
5 in favour of Councillor Brown.
4 for
4 in favour of Councillor Moore. So Councillor Brown, Councillor, who are the others? Sorry, remind me.
Bob and Phil.
Yeah. Councillor Fellows and Councillor Preble.
Okay.
What we're voting for now?
No, just that's the result of the vote.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want another go?
Yeah, please. Yeah, keep going. I'm loving life. Yeah.
All right. So you know the routine now.
No.
Very confusing.
I'm confusing.
But yeah, we didn't do this last year. Could you advise why are we doing this? We didn't do this last year.
No, but we're doing it this year, which is the way that we should be doing it. Anyway.
But
in
can we
May. We've
clarify?
got to get it in May.
Can we clarify what Councillor Wright said? Because it's like you say no. Can we clarify? Is Linda right or is you right? And can we look into it? Because I'm not convinced this is right.
Well,
if you're, you know, can we clarify from Senate Council or somewhere? Because I'm just thinking.
Well,
I don't know.
if I can butt in, I've sat on committees for nearly 15 years now, and I have never sat on a committee except for this one, where the chairman and vice chairman, they're ex officio. has always been observation. You can speak, but you cannot vote unless the meeting is not quorate. That is the only time the chairman can participate as a full member of that committee.
Okay, well,
What I would suggest is, I won't take up any more of your time. I will get back to TDC and get further clarification.
I think it's not for TDC to adjudicate. We'll take advice from Calc or now as
Okay,
necessary.
whatever.
on
I
the
would
way
like
to
to
do
take
this.
advice.
The good news for you is that apart from planning, none of the other committees will meet before our meeting in May, or they're not scheduled to meet until then, I think. And so we can go through this again and apply the rules as advised. So for the purposes of this meeting, this is the route that we will take. Let's move on then to the next committee, which is the Place and Environment Committee. Do I have nominations for membership of that committee?
Councillor Tiley.
I think if you wish to be considered for that committee, please show.
Yeah.
So we have
Say
Tiley.
names, please. Yeah.
Well, no,
Councillor Tiley.
Fellows,
Moore, Councillor Brown,
Bone Idle.
Bone Idle councillor or councillor?
So we go with the voting as from the top. So Councillor Tiley, those in favour of Councillor Tiley.
Yeah, go on, John. I want John on there.
Blankly.
Max Houghton,
Hudson. Preble.
Brown,
Linda Wright,
Colin Brown,
Jim Moore.
Fellows,
John Tiley.
think you're on.
I think I'm on.
We got one.
Those in favour of Councillor Fellows.
Councillor Brown,
Bone Idle.
Linda Wright,
We're going that way.
Tiley.
Fellows,
Hudson.
Hudson and Howe.
I think we
Those
made
in
it.
favour
You're
of
in as
Councillor Moore. Blankly.
Houghton,
Hudson. Preble.
Moore, Brown,
Sorry.
Linda Wright.
Fellows,
Tiley.
I'm too keen.
I think I've used my votes up.
I'm excited.
Those in favour of Councillor Brown.
Is it only 3 votes each? Is it?
Got enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
Bone Idle.
this is farcical, absolute farcical.
And those in favour of Councillor Bone Idle.
Colin Brown,
Bone Idle.
All right, I'd
Linda
like
Wright.
to vote. Voting on the committee.
Blankly.
Fellows,
Tiley.
Hudson.
Have we got anyone else?
Just it.
Yeah.
You voted for everyone.
Hmm?
So everyone had their vote.
Didn't all got names.
that's it.
Entirely got 8. 7 for Phil. 1 for Colin. 7 for Marty.
Okay, so Councillor Tiley and Councillor Moore polled 8 and 9 votes respectively. Councillors Fellows and Bone Idle 7, and Councillor Brown 1. So Councillor Brown drops out, and we now have a poll between the remaining candidates. So
Change your mind.
John Tiley.
John Tiley, all in favour?
Max Houghton,
Hudson.
No, sorry.
God, I've lost.
Yeah, I've lost the plot.
Who am I?
Then you vote on your vote on the bottom 2 though. haven't you?
Oh, sorry. Okay, yep.
So Phil Fellows.
It's me and Marty. I think.
Councillor Fellows,
Max Houghton,
Hudson. Preble.
Linda Wright.
Moore,
Fellows,
Tidy.
Blankley. Councillor Bowen-Idle. Oh, sorry. Yep. Yeah.
Just me.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so the
Good
committee
view.
membership
Good view
then
now.
for place and environment is
John Tiley,
Councillor Tiley,
Bill Fellows and
Councillor
Moore.
Fellows and Councillor Moore. Planning Applications Committee,
I'm not.
who would like to put themselves forward for the Planning Applications Committee? Councillor Treble, Councillor Wright.
There's only two. I'll be the third if there's only two.
And Councillor Fellows. No others? That's fine. So those members are appointed. And the staffing committee, the Human Resources Committee.
Yeah, I was on it before.
Sorry.
So we have
I'll drop out. I'll drop out.
I'll
I'll
drop
drop out.
Councillor Brown,
Councillor Moore,
Preble,
Hudson.
it's 4.
so we have 4.
Who's the full? Colin Brown. 4, yeah. Neville,
Hudson, Moore,
Councillor Pebble and Councillor Brown.
Councillor Brown. So we have 4 councillors. So those in favour of Councillor Hudson, please show. Blankley,
Houghton.
Hudson,
Preble,
Moore,
Tidy.
Councillor Moore.
Who are the other ones?
those in favour of Councillor Moore,
Say names, please.
Blankley,
Houghton.
Hudson, Moore,
Tidy.
Councillor Pebble.
those in favour of Councillor Preble,
Hudson,
Houghton.
Blankley,
Preble,
those in favour of Councillor Brown,
Councillor Brown, not to get one.
Bowen-Idle,
Fellows.
Is it
Tidy.
right?
So it's 6 to Councillor Hudson,
6 to Councillor Hudson,
5 to Councillor Moore,
5 to Councillor Moore,
5 to Councillor Brown,
5 to Councillor Brown,
4 to Councillor Pebble.
and 4 to Councillor Preble. Not yet. So those are the 3 members appointed to the committee. We now go back to the beginning and appoint to chairman of committees. So refresh our memories of who the councillors are on the 3 councillors for finance, policy and governance.
we have 4 names there.
Councillor Fellows, Councillor Moore, Councillor Prebble.
Any nominations for the chairman?
Councillor Pebble. I nominate Councillor
Fellows.
Fellows. Sorry.
sorry, which committee is this?
This is finance,
Finance.
policy and governance.
I didn't think I got on that one.
Did they say did you?
You don't want to be on it?
No.
No, I just didn't think I got through on that one.
So the 3 members declared were
Colin Fillenball.
Yeah.
You didn't,
No,
but
that's
now
right.
we're
Yeah.
voting for
Brown.
chairman.
Colin,
Yeah, I can't be,
Brown, Bob,
can't be a
and
chairman,
me.
can I?
No,
No, you said you are. I will put your name forward. This is 3 of us voting for the chair, isn't
oh
it?
yes, yeah, Phil, Jim, yeah.
My name is.
Colin,
Now.
Phil and Bob.
That's
right.
doing it.
I just-
So point of order, Chair. So who is it? The whole council for the chair, or the
Yes.
members of the committee voted
No,
for the chair?
it's the full council.
All council.
So we have the chairman and vice chairman are not eligible to be chairman of committees. So we have the 3 appointed members have the option to put themselves forward as chair. would you please show whether you wish to be chair of the committee?
Yeah, I'd like to be chair.
Councillor Fellows
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
and Councillor Prebble. Thank you. So we need to have a runoff between those two candidates. Those in favour of Councillor Prebble, please show.
Hudson.
Howson,
Blankly.
That's what I do.
Moore. Prebble.
Those in favour of Councillor Fellows.
Councillor Brown,
Brian Idle,
Councillor Wright,
Fellows. Your humble servant.
Councillor Prebble, I think.
Yeah.
Councillor Prebble to be chairman of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
committee. Place and environment. The appointed members were.
Yep. Councillor Tiley, Councillor Fellows.
And Councillor Moore.
I nominate Councillor Tiley.
A second.
second that.
Councillor Riley.
I'm not. I'm saying I'll stand. I'm not standing.
Councillor Tiley, I think.
Yeah,
the
take
biscuit.
it.
On to planning applications committee. The three members for that committee being, must be on there somewhere.
Prebble, Wright and Fellows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bob, Linda.
No, I'm not on planning, am I?
Prebble, Wright,
You are.
Councillors Prebble,
Yeah.
Wright and Fellows. Any takers for chairman of that committee?
I nominate Linda White.
I'll second that.
I third it.
Anyone else wish to stand? Right, Councillor Wright as chairman of that committee. Human resources. Human resources. We have Councillor Hudson, Councillor Moore, and Councillor Brown.
Can I just say I don't wish to be considered for the post?
Second.
I'd like to make it known I don't want to be considered.
Okay. Anybody wish to be considered for chairman? Councillor Hudson.
Colin?
No,
You don't want it?
No.
Yes, Councillor.
Councillor Hudson. Must be a better way of doing it.
no. I want it noted that I think it's absolutely diabolical. It's a sham. I don't know who suggested this.
Let's then move on to the next item.
Yeah, I know you better.
Calendar of meetings, which has been circulated. This is to review and adopt the calendar of meetings, which has been updated to reflect the new committee structure. Any comments on the calendar? Councillor Moore.
Can I just query the full council meeting November 2026? I believe that's a Monday. I don't know if it's supposed to be a.
No, I think that should be a Tuesday.
It should be a Tuesday.
And same for January, which is Bob.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Okay, so
one
with
January.
that amendment, so the
Should be
17th
17th.
presumably and the 20th of 17th of November, 20th of January. Any other comments on the calendar?
Just that, I mean, you're holding meetings in the middle of the summer. If now we've got so few meetings, so few members of committees, I just maybe meetings in August maybe should be postponed. But that's just my thoughts. People on holidays and etc. etc.
Yes, the intention of scheduling it like this.
I get it. I totally get the spacing, but I'm just saying that that people will be on holidays. And as I say, we're so few members of committees.
I think if there's not a quorum, then obviously the meeting will not take place. If there's urgent business, then another meeting could be scheduled as necessary. Okay, thank you. Let's then move on to appointments to outside bodies. The proposal here is that myself and Councillor Fellows continue to be the parish council representatives on the Thanet Area Committee, pending the annual meeting in May of this council.
Both.
Anyone, all in favour? Anyone against? Thank you. It's unanimous.
Unanimous.
We now follow the item 12 is to note all the policies which are on the website and available to all members to consult if they wish. So this is a matter to do no more than to note that those policies are in place. Thank you. Item 13 is another item to note. The Parish Council's internal auditor, Lionel Robbins, will conduct the internal audit on the 12th of May this year for the financial year 2025-26. Item 14, clerk's correspondence.
Just one thing to note is that there's a consultation document going out on the Manston Airport, and they're going to be hold two meetings in Ramsgate and in Herne Bay in April.
Okay, thank you. Nothing else?
No.
Okay, the date of the next meeting of the council is the annual meeting, which is on May the 5th. And with that, I declare the meeting closed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I've lost track of what committees I'm on. And when they are. What committees am I on?
I'm not sure.
With you on finance.